get ready to do that again, because I don't think you're going to pass up The Last of Us Part 2. I started last night.
Nice. I am going to pass up on it, though, because I don't have a PS4, and I'm not going to buy one just for... But I am probably going to watch one of those, like, no commentary playthroughs. I'll probably do that instead.
Well, and also you have the benefit of once the 5 comes out, you might be able to get a hold of 1 dirt cheap. Or honestly, if we end up getting a 5, I might ship you our 4. That way, if you wanted to run through some stuff, you could.
Nice. Appreciate that.
Yeah. What's 2 like, Tom?
Yeah. How far into it are you?
I'm probably about 4 hours, because I literally started it last night. I did stream it if anybody wanted to catch those VODs. And I will say that it is goddamn gorgeous. Jesus Christ. Just like The Last of Us, Naughty Dog has absolutely excelled in character animations, facial animations, even like everything outside of a cutscene is beautiful. The whole game is just gorgeous, bar none. The thing that I was worried about, like the trailers really got me worried about kind of this B-movie sort of, look, it's hyper-violence, blood and guts everywhere, body horror, stuff like that. That didn't happen. At least it hasn't happened. Now, the game is extremely violent.
Yeah. Well, the first one was too.
No, it wasn't.
It was violent. It wasn't.
Nope. Not even a little bit.
The fact that 2 is more violent doesn't mean that the first one wasn't violent.
Thank you. I was going to say that, Adam.
That's not how logic works. I get what you're saying.
I get
what you're saying in the effect of what you're saying. But The Last of Us 1 was quite brutal. Like the way they did the animations.
If you are comparing them, this thing, like if The Last of Us was on the violent scale, Last of Us 2 makes The Last of Us 1 look like Mario fucking Odyssey. So no, the first Last of Us, if we're going on like a complete scale with all the games, nah. It's like Last of Us 1, probably a little bit worse than Mario Odyssey. Last of Us 2 kind of tips those scales. What I was afraid of is that it would just be violence for the sake of violence, very B horror movie sort of thing, and it's not. It's not. Whenever something truly brutal happens, it is tonally and emotionally relevant. It fits the story, it fits the, exactly what's going on, it fits the music, everything that it does. It doesn't feel schlocky for the sake of schlock, if that makes sense, right? It does fit what's going on.
Well, I mean, it's a post-apocalyptic, scenario with basically zombies. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of violence regardless.
There have been plenty of games like that, but they don't have they have the emotional range of a wet potato, right? Where it's just like, oh look, we took this guy's head off, and it's we just did it. He's dead. Like it's quite literally comparing. I don't know, like trying to even think of the game that got kicked off of Steam for just being horrible. And ultra violent, and it was about school shootings and shit.
What was it? Yeah, I don't remember what the name of the game was.
I forget what it was called. But that, I was afraid The Last of Us 2 was going to hit that sort of area.
Oh, okay, yeah.
At all. And just so you know, for podcast listeners, I'm not going into any story details whatsoever. It's going to be spoiler-free completely.
So, I mean, you need the balance for the violent sections to be important. Like you need the contrast there, which is I think why I brought up that the first game was so brutal. It's not that there's like constant violence. I mean, there is kind of, but it's not that it's just overtly violent. But I mean, the way that they execute the parts that are violent are very impactful because you've also got this, emotionally touching and tragic story going on in the background too. But it was everything from just the animations themselves to the sounds and the way they hit, and the fact that when something really brutal is about to happen, they don't show you all of it. They show you just enough to let your imagination, fill in the blanks.
Now that is something that is entirely different between The Last of Us 1 and 2, because The Last of Us 1 did do kind of that, we are going to imply certain amounts of violence without directly showing it. The Last of Us 2 just said, nah, dog, look at this guy. Like, his face is half hanging off.
Nice.
You like that? You like that? Yeah, well, guess what? Here's another one, and then it gets worse. And it zooms in. It is extremely violent and not at all as I will say tastefully executed as the first game, but it doesn't feel like B horror movie levels of schlock. It kind of hits that balance, but when it's an M-rated game, yeah, it's deep far into M territory. So the things I don't like about it, with the exception of like one new mechanic that I've seen so far, and again, I'm 4 hours in, the gameplay is just The Last of Us 1.
Okay.
That's it.
Which I thought the gameplay was good in the first one.
Yeah.
So
No,
that's a good
it's
thing.
not. It's not really a criticism. It's more of a, if you're expecting this game to do super new and interesting things on a gameplay front, don't. It is The Last of Us 1. That's it. There's very little innovation happening there, which is fine because The Last of Us 1 was super solid by.
Yeah.
The story has got, nice quiet moments, again, not getting into details, nice quiet moments, emotional stuff, cringy, awkward stuff with characters interacting. You're just like, oh, Jesus, can you not? No.
You mean like cringy is in like realistic cringe, or cringy?
Yeah, exactly.
Is in like, okay.
Not as camp cringe. Like the characters are doing things that are cringy, and it is so well written. It's like an episode of The Office, basically. Like when Michael Scott does something so horrifyingly cringy that you just gotta look away from the TV. It's like that sometimes. It's great. The writing is nice that way. But I don't know if I'm actually going to play more of this right now. I will be playing through the entire game eventually. I don't think this is a year. I mean, Naughty Dog, read the room, guys. the game is heavy. And it's not like heavy like, oh wow, this is neat, and oh wow, there's an emotionally impactful moment. Like every single second of that game is just it's not fun. You're not having a good time. It is designed to be a bad time. And you know what? They pull it off perfectly, but this is not the year, Naughty Dog.
It's not good marketing. It's designed to be a bad time. But I get what you're saying.
And they're defense,
it's a brutal, heavy game.
No, they did exactly what they set out to do. Again, 4 hours in. So far, they've done exactly what they set out to do. They show the brutality of the world and how things are just awful, and yeah, great, awesome. Not what I need in pre-apocalypse 2020. I don't really need a post-apocalypse 2021. But yeah, it's I don't know, it's fine. Do I kind of regret buying it? Yeah, because I'm not going to play it for the next 3 months, most likely. It's just
you need something a little more cheery.
Yeah,
a little
exactly.
More
Get you some Katamari.
Play some Katamari in between sessions of The Last of Us.
Your first time watching Breaking Bad, right? Like, think about what was happening in your life, and it generally, hopefully, balanced out with like the depravity that was Breaking Bad. Now, that's not a bad thing about Breaking Bad. It's amazing. It's excellent. It's one of my favorite TV series of all time. But it is heavy.
It's dark. It's dark and heavy and
Yeah, but like you usually have stuff going on in your life that kind of balances that out, right? With 2020 at this kind of low point, I literally cannot play The Last of Us right now. It is too much. It is just too much. If they would have delayed this till next year, it would have been okay by me.
I will be getting that soon as I get home.
Yeah. I figured you would.
Difference in personalities.
Eric is unaffected by everything.
It's just it's a bit heavy. I would like to play more of it, but it's just not the time.